All right, we'll go to have to remember. Okay, let's go to live. It's on. Auto play is on. Let's go back to here. Welcome to another episode of the Tree Shaker Show. Welcome to another episode of the Tree Shaker Show.
I can't hear you no more. I can't hear you no more. All right.
My mute was on. Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
I can hear you. All right.
I got some technical difficulties around here, man. I had to switch computer, this really Mark computer. I
Oh,
had to
all right.
hijack his computer because my computer just keep locking up on me. My computer just
I hear a
locking up
lot of
on me.
people saying they have problems with the computer, the wildfire, and everything.
Oh
Somebody put that
yeah.
on Facebook.
Oh yeah, it's been going on, bro. It's been going on. Welcome back to the Tree Shaker Show. My mute was on. Can you hear me now? Okay. Nah. Noonie. You
Yeah,
can
I'm
hear
here.
me?
Uh-huh.
Welcome back to the Tree Shaker Show. What's going on with you? You ain't glad to be back, bro? You ain't miss
Yeah,
us,
I'm glad to be back. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be back to the Tree Shaker Show, the number one show. Make you holler.
bro? You know.
Shake. It's time to shake the trees.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We found out a lot of things since you've been gone, bro. You know, hey, we had to keep
Yeah,
it
I know.
moving.
I know you've been rolling.
We had to keep it moving, bro. You know, we're supposed to have Brother Larry McGriffin to join in the phone call with us too.
All right.
And he said he had some things he was working on because you know this life for doing justice work ain't easy.
It ain't easy. No, it's not easy.
It ain't cheap or free either. It's all at a cost.
Yep. It's all at a cost.
How you making out with your Wi-Fi? Look like it's doing better over there by you, huh, bro?
I'm outside, catching some wildfire, so it's doing a little better.
Look, at one time you could go look, you could go sit on the rooftop and still would come true, right?
That's that cock cable wildfire. You gotta go.
You know
I mean,
what,
they getting
bro? We
poor
need to have
service
an
to
action
everybody.
on. We need to have an action about Cox Cable. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
know
the
that.
wildfire is poor.
But I'm gonna tell you something, though, Noonie. I forgot where. I think I read that at I don't know. I was doing some research on Wi-Fi deserts, places that have these large populations of people that don't have access to the internet. You
Mm,
know, and how much you got to pay to have access. And we live in the city that's predominantly poor. We a poor city, you know, which we got a few folks that's doing real good.
yeah, yeah,
But the
real.
majority of folks ain't. The majority of us ain't. You know, we just
Nah,
not.
nah.
You know, with the pandemic and all, so many people have lost so much. You
That's
know,
right.
including
And,
their loved ones.
and the seniors are trying to use wildfire to stay connected, and they can't pay for it. They don't know how to get on it, and I mean, it's just poor this wildfire. I mean, because people pay Cox can make too much money in this city to have poor service like that.
And you know, when I was young, I remember them saying that one day, you know, everything was gonna have to be done on computers. But I never thought that they would be able to leave our seniors out, you know. And
Yes,
seniors are some of the most chronic voters. More seniors vote than anywhere else. All those seniors who all that time sat in those senior centers where they had politicians coming out to them every time they have an election. The politicians go there and call bingo for them. You
that's
know what I'm
right.
saying? Where they at right now? Because I'm concerned about them. I
That's
was
right.
concerned about them when that was going on.
You did. You was. I mean, and then you even brought it to the city council attention, but you know, them as usual, they ain't paying attention because it's not election time. But when November come election time, they right back in your community.
Well, every time for every election, even your past election, even the one that's upcoming, and that's what we got together today to talk about the congressional issue. You
Yes,
know,
I'm looking forward to that.
Um, and I wish our boy was on from Baton Rouge because we got uh uh congressional district 2 is a very gerrymandered district.
It is.
It's a
It
very
is.
gerrymandered district, and I feel like I'm not exactly sure, but from the information that I've seen, it's like when we have these gerrymandered districts, it keeps black people from being able to vote in communities where they might could organize to get rid of some of this Republican leadership
That's right.
where
And
we
that's
left out of the equation. Here we got a red state, and they up there voting on laws that harm us.
that's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So even though folks like Steve Scalise is not in my district, still the way that he votes has an effect on me. And because we got these gerrymandered districts, they got it just cornered out so he have a population, which I don't believe that. I believe that some of our people from European descent are incensed by the work that they doing also.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, how many of our children living in poverty doing it?
About it was 48% in 2018, but now it's about 53% living in poverty. They're living in poverty and they have nothing for the young people. And that's one of the things I brought out in the congressional thing because we got children that's at risk. That's with mental illness, right? But they got rid of all the mental hospitals, DePaul and all the hospitals up there, right? And one of the things was that how can you support a lady that in 2003 she was with Bobby Jindal? She was the chairman and she helped to get rid of the mental hospitals, and people not paying attention. We know our adults need mental illness, but our kids need it. And when I say violence, violence is mental illness. That's why they acting out because 53% living in poverty and nobody cares about these young people, and that's why they acting out. None of them care, Kim. So when I'm looking at talking to the young people, you know what they telling me? These people don't care about us. They don't care nothing. And I can understand what the young people saying because I'm gonna use one kid. I met him around Horton Park. This young man told me nobody in my family care. Nobody in the politician world care. Nobody cares, right? So I said, well, young man, what you want to do in life? And I saw him, Kim, he was shooting the ball and everything, but he had no education. So I got right on the phone, called this program called I think it's the Lemonade program. What they do while you're in school, they help you get your degree, but while you're working on your degree, you're working on a trade like electrician, plumber. And when you graduate, say when you graduate high school, you got your electrician and plumbing license. But we need our kids are at risk, they're at home, and it's very hurtful to see that. 53% of them living in poverty. That says a lot right there.
But now, Noonie, check this out, bro. That's not even our only problem. No, they don't
No,
care about our children, Noonie. They don't care about nothing. They don't care
nothing.
about nothing but lining their pocket. They
That's
got.
right.
Not only do you have to be concerned about our youth, they're living in poverty. You need to have a way for their parents to be able to afford to take care of them.
It's something you work with our seniors. I mean, how the seniors reach out to you and you gotta fight with Hannah and you gotta fight with all these
But
programs
guess
and you
what?
make it happen.
I don't see Hano doing right by
Nah,
nobody. I don't see them doing
nobody.
right by nobody. I have not seen that. I've not seen it. And to me, if you continue to do the same thing and you expect change, then guess what? You stuck on stupid because that's not how change happens. And we
That's right.
got some programming around here that needs to be changed. It needs to be changed. How we electing people, it needs to be changed. When I saw WDSU pick two candidates to be in the race. And I told Tavis Michaels the last time he did that, Noonie, when you was running for office, and I saw him talking on the cell phone outside of City Hall. I said, Tavis Michaels, if you do that again, I'm going to get upset about it. And guess what? I'm upset about it because what has happened is that the two candidates who they initially se- selected as being bona fide candidates because of a program that they gerrymandered on how they gonna weed out who is who and what is what in the city of New Orleans campaigning. Anybody who go and pay their election fee should be able to be considered a candidate unless they go to a
Right.
court that's justified that determines them ineligible to run for office. As long as their
100% right.
name is on that roll, then I think that a media conglomerate in the city of New Orleans, because in New Orleans, WDSU is up on top of the chain. And I say I'm say I'm going to talk about it, Noonie, because I tell you this, because in the city of New Orleans, because we have so many people that have been denied access to economic gain, so many of us are living in poverty that makes us unlikely to be able to afford the services of Cox Cable. You have to be able to
True.
afford that. And if you can't afford Cox Cable, then you get no access to anywhere. And we all know, and then the scam that they have set up with senior citizens. My mother's senior citizen complex only the only Wi-Fi they will let those seniors in that building have has to be through Cox. If they don't get Cox, they can't get anything. They can't get access, and that's terrible. That's
Yeah,
terrible. So it looks like it was some kind of what they call that a quasi state agency and handle and has got some kind of business with Cox that they get access to all that new construction that they've
that's
had.
right.
But it's just sad, Noon. It's just sad how the deal we going through. So let's say channel when channel 6 airs up, more people per capita watch local news because they don't have no other access to news.
Yeah,
Everything they get from news, everything they get right here that they see on the TV on the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock and 9 o'clock news. That's the only news that they get. And so when
that's right.
I tell you another thing that burns me up with them too. When you get a TV station that wants you to go to their website in order to find out about decent services and access to services, that's cowardly to me. How Noon? What you think about
It
that, Noon?
is. It is cowardly. It's
Did you see him
cowardly.
doing
It's
that?
hurtful.
You
Yeah,
saw them doing that. You got to go to our website to find out how to find where the shop sites are. What?
that's right.
Post it on the
And
TV. Give them a
we'll
number to
blow.
call.
Yep, and that's true. And some people, some people don't understand when you're saying here's a number or go through this website. Everybody not computer educated,
That's
So
right.
so that's what they do. Just like you said about the second congressional district, what WSU did in Travis Mackle. But listen, I'm not aligned to no candidate. I just want the best for my people. But one thing I like that Mr. Troy Carter did. He dropped out the race and he told them, let everybody in. But listen,
Guess what?
Gary
Troy Carter got
Chambers,
to do a lot more than that, Noon.
oh
I'm
yeah,
sorry. He got to
I
do a
do
lot
agree.
more than that.
But
And
guess what?
I mean let's keep it clear because how I feel is that right now we got to select the lesser of two evils.
Uh-huh.
Because I am not, and I told this to Troy Carter myself. Look, I didn't see you. I didn't see you there in when you was in Baton Rouge. We had to go
Uh-huh.
find you. We had to go find you. We had to
Yeah.
go find you. And guess what, Noonan? It's the lesser of two evils. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I will have to. I feel like I have to take Troy Carter. But I'm also pissed off that my local news channel didn't provide a neutral platform. And I
And
feel
that's
like
what
it's
I'm saying.
disingenuous of the whole election process. And that's
And
how
what
we get to get two candidates.
and what
I'm going
shocked
to
me,
have a sermon
what
on
look, Kim, this what shocked me most about the whole thing. Gary Chambers portrayed himself as being progressive, um, unapologetic, that he was this awesome candidate, right? But when it came down to make a decision between Channel 6 and going on Channel 6, started standing out saying, look, let all candidates. He didn't. He went on with Miss Karen Carter Peterson, and them two went on. That shows you their character. You know what I'm saying? And like you said,
I
Joy
wonder
got
if
the
they was
conversation.
they must have had some communication when they was over there at Channel 6 together, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
I
they
wonder
was
if the
team. Listen,
microphones was on.
yeah, that's what I think. I think they was. I think it was all. How you say it?
A
Already
collusion,
talked about.
cahoots,
Already
cahoots.
cahoots in everything, because when I looked at Gary Carter yesterday, he said, I'm with Karen Carter Peterson because she's the best candidate, and I'm gonna make sure, not saying that I'm all the way with her, but if she don't do something, but we all know Gary got a check. He got a check. That's why he went with Karen Carter Peterson, because this what got me, Kim. This really got me. Gary said, I'm going to fight for Act 91. I'm going to fight against the charter school system if I win. Okay. He lost, and he went with the author of both of those bills on the charter schools or Act 91 is somebody that fired 7,000 teachers. And not just that. Under her, she was the leader of the Democrat. Guess what, Kim? You just said it. We should be fighting for a Democrat city. They lost seven. I mean, a Democrat in Louisiana. They lost 7 seats under Karen Carter Peterson. Well, that's because she was with the Republicans. Now look what she's saying, Kim. She's saying the Republicans bullying her, right? But all the while you did their work. Don't cry now, because you was with them. And
And I'm gonna
so
tell you
in
something
this,
else too, Noonan. Let me tell you something, bro. When Karen Carter Peterson was the chair of the senators in the Louisiana legislature, I I I didn't see her being very helpful to
Kim,
me and to my neighbors. Matter of
and she
fact,
wasn't
we were often on opposite sides of the fence.
every time.
That's Laramie too.
And
Wait,
look,
what I do with my glasses?
what got me was this really crushed my heart, and I still feel it still affect me today because I had tears, and I think you had tears when she got rid of Hill, when she got rid of
Yeah,
that
we
brother
because we
Jacob
really
Lee.
fought for that. We really fought
That's
for
right.
that.
And
You
she
know,
got rid of a good brother talking about he dressed well, and he all he wanted to
oh
do
no
is
no.
the right thing, and he did the right thing, and her and the auditor got in and messed over this guy for no reason.
The legislative auditor man, they was using that dude like a
That's right.
they was using him. But I remember that Tavis Mackle, no, not Tavis Mackle, Lee Zurich. Lee Zurich called, hey Larimer, what's up, bruh?
What's going
Laramie,
on?
what's going on, man?
What's
Bro,
up,
we
man?
talking today, bro. We chatting today. We chatting today. So we right now we talk about this whole congressional race. This is our brother Laramie Griffin out there in Baton Rouge in the
What's going
BR.
on? What's going on?
Because guess what? We need to fellowship with our neighbors across the Louisiana state line, across
Amen.
Louisiana, across parish lines. We
Yes.
got to be about that life. We can't just wait for the NAACP to be the only one that thinks about it. Because how do we know if they really working together? You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? Our freedom depends on us. We all got to fight for our freedom. Us, the
Right.
NAACP, me and you, and Noon too.
No doubt.
But Karen Carter Peterson, bro, I saw her when she was the senator for Louisiana out there in Baton Rouge, and we had went out there about HEAL. HEAL is the Health Education Authority of Louisiana, and like they had
Uh-huh.
millions of dollars to give to loan to minority businesses. And
Uh-huh.
that's what it was there to work with the health industry,
Yep.
the healthcare industry, where we really suffering at right now. And
Right.
she went in there, man. So we went out there to a hearing that they had on this guy, Jacob. Man, they went after this guy and trying to discredit him. They tried to discredit him, man, and it was just, and we saw that right here. So Noon and I went out to the to the Senate to on making them leave them alone and let them be able to do their job, right? And get that
Uh-huh.
money away. Man, we sat there and watched Karen Carter Peterson and what else his name is? What's his name? He about to run for
JP Morale.
JP Morale sitting up there on the Diaz laughing and talking while we getting serious about getting this money to the black community. And boy,
Right.
look, I was outdone. I was outdone. So we testified and all of that. And then she, from the Diaz, she said that she wanted to talk to Jacob outside. So I
Mm.
went outside with him, right? Man, I don't know what she thought. I don't know if she thought that by treating him badly in front of me was gonna make her look important to me, but it did. That failed for her. Cause when I saw her curse that decent young man out like a dog, like a
Mm.
dog, in front of me, like that was
Wow.
gonna be. Oh, I was too through for that. I ain't had no space for that. And so that's
Yeah.
really when I had heard all these things about her.
Right.
But you know, one thing about black women to give you a chance, bro. Black
Yeah.
women to give you a chance. That's because we come from that. And for centuries, ancestors, we always been caretakers and nurturers.
Right.
Done. That's what we've done. So when I saw her do that, so I had to interrupt her. I had to interrupt her and tell
Yeah.
her that I was insulted by that.
Yep.
I told her I was insulted by that. I didn't appreciate her using that kind of profanity in front of me, and I told
Yeah.
her until she mended fences with this young man, it was nothing for me to tell to her anymore until she had taken care of that. Mended fences with him.
Uh-huh.
And I told her he deserves. I said because he's a fine and upstanding young man, and he deserves better than that from you, especially
Uh-huh.
because you represent me. You represent me. How you gonna talk
Right.
to him like that?
And
Not
she
only
got
me,
rid of
everybody in my community.
and she got rid of that young man for no
She did. She
reason
did
at
it. She
all.
did. They did some atrocious things. Matter of fact, they went and tried to. They tried to get that bill passed anyway because we stopped them from being able to pass it. It still had to go through the House. And so when it got on the floor of the House, the three of us went down there. Huh, Noonie?
Yep.
Me, Noonie, and Tracy Riley went down there. And Tracy Riley was showing us how it goes. She didn't. She Noonie.
Yeah.
She was showing us how. She said, fill out a card for every one of them. We're going to talk to every one of them and tell them we don't want them to approve. And guess what? The Speaker of the House, we sent one to him too. The Speaker of the House said, no, we taking that off this bill.
Yep.
I knew it.
Beat the governor right on the floor.
Beat the governor right on the floor, Governor John Bell Edwards.
Uh-huh.
But then they were so slick. They were so slick. God have mercy. If they didn't go and re-seek the whole entire board, I got the files right here.
Uh-huh.
They went. The governor appoint because the governor gets to appoint people to sit on these boards and commissions. All of our elected officials do. Pretty much all of them do. Like they determine the people who are gonna sit over the convention center board, the tourism board, like the lieutenant governor, he gets to appoint a lot of people too.
And they don't
You know,
hurt no community people.
they do a lot of they do a lot of what you call that? Nepotism, cronyism,
Uh-huh.
sexism, stuff
Yeah.
like that. This is what they was. It's the kind of people they putting on these boards and commissions. So it was just a matter of time. We went to Baton Rouge a few times to stand up for the changes that they were making in Hill, but it ended up being just a no win situation. And I learned a lot about stopping our legislators from doing these heinous things. And Karen
Right.
Carter Peterson definitely has participated in some legislative processes that have crippled the people in our
Right.
community. And don't get me
Right.
wrong, Troy Carter has also. Well, let me say this. I'm like Dr. King. If you silent during my oppression, that makes you guilty too.
Yeah.
If you don't say nothing, and he should have, he need to come out. He has not come out enough to make me think that I didn't want this to be a runoff between him and Karen Carter Peterson. I didn't want to. I really personally, if I had my druthers, I would rather Noonie win and hire us all on to do our work. That's what
Uh-huh.
I would have rather. You understand what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what I would have rather. You hear me, Noonie?
I'm listening.
And I think that the whole campaign needs to be about that. I think that's what the whole campaign needs to be about. How much a person from this community in Congress could benefit all of us.
That's right.
Right.
Because guess what?
Uh-huh.
This knee knocking and stuff that we doing to tear each other down,
Hmm.
it's disgusting for me.
Yeah.
It's disgusting for me because a job with, because I tell you no lie, Laramie, who could be better in Baton Rouge than you, my brother? Who could be better there than you? Huh? Who could be better for the people than you, Laramie? Who? You understand? You got a
Uh,
whole network. Look at people like Noonie Man. Guess what, bro? I sat down with your girl.
Oh,
What's her name? Maria? Maria?
Maria, yeah. Yeah, Maria, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, she co-founded Step Up Louisiana with
Yeah.
her-
yeah, Ben.
yeah, she co-founded that with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know that. I thought that it was
No, she co-founded. I
I
used
thought
to be a
somebody else
member.
had founded it.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
used to be a member of Step It Up.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, and I just, I had got out because, I don't knock them. I knock the work they do, but I'm just a different type of person that's ready to fight and not going to surrender to no politicians.
Yeah.
When the
Uh-huh.
politician can tell you, oh, and promise you this and promise you that, and then they get there and don't do nothing, I can't be a part of that.
I
You
can't
know,
be a
Yeah.
part of that either.
and
But
And
so
that,
look,
yeah,
I
so
went
you
and
gotta be very
supported Jason for
careful.
office.
Yeah.
I supported Cindy Wynn for office.
Uh-huh.
Go figure. Watch
And that,
that happen again. Matter of fact, I told what's her name? I told Michelle, what's her name, Noonie? I told Michonne that I might run for that I was thinking about running for District E.
sounds good.
sound good. And then it's like with these politicians and supporting them before they get there, it's like jumping into a pool of oil. You can clean yourself all you want, you can have all the protective gear on, and no matter if you're in there for a second or a year, no matter what, you're still gonna come out oily. That's what it's like. And they get in there, they intimidate them in different ways. Oh, we don't do that here. We're gonna do it like this because majority speaks for this,
That's
or
right.
this person has this money. They find out, and it's either they go with it, they either go with it and they close their eyes and keep going, or they fight against it. And you know what I'm saying? It makes them end up being oily also. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard in that area. That's why you got to continue to, hold them accountable. You understand what I'm saying? You got to continue to say, okay,
But
well,
you know
I'm gonna
what? When you
support
say
this
hold them
guy.
accountable,
Yeah,
what does that mean? When you say hold them accountable, what does that mean? What
that
does
means that they
what does
if they go
accountability
in,
look like to you?
accountability look like to me. Let's say Gary Chambers would have won, and we have a problem with the charter schools, and we have a problem with the superintendent here in East Baton Rouge Parish. We want you to be behind us and talk to them and continue to talk to them about not changing those things and putting more nurses in school. Let's say we had a problem with nurses in East Baton Rouge Parish, which we do. Let's say we wanted three per school instead of just one every other school. We want you to back us up on that continuously. Or if something was going through and we didn't like it, we need you to support us because the people are going to speak. Don't support somebody just because they gave you a little cash flow, because we're going to check you on that. And accountability looks like emailing you, calling you constantly, putting your name out there when you're not doing right. But when you are doing right, you know what I'm saying, we applaud you. Make your promises and hold them. Hold them. And if you can't, let us know why, because sometimes it's a majority that you don't it's a majority that you can't go with. You know what I'm saying? If it's, let's say if it's like 7 board members on some whatever board and it's only one of you, you know, if they vote against you, like, wait, look, we lost this time, but I'm gonna continue to bring it up time and time again and say, okay, let's talk to some other council members on a personal level. Say how deep is he gonna go to fight for you? You understand what I'm saying? So that's what accountability looks like to me. When they doing wrong, you own them. You own them. You own them hard.
So you don't think that that's already been tried to do with them? You think this is a new
Yeah, I mean, and if you and if
you
yeah,
think this
and if
is a
yeah,
new perception? You think what you're saying now is brand new?
no. I ain't saying it's brand new, but you got to continue to do it and not want to give up. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Hmm. Yeah, he got a lot going on too. Cause it's hard. It's hard doing this work. You know,
Yeah.
he got a lot going on too. But I tell you this though, knowing that I can't see us keep doing the same thing and expecting
Yeah,
change. Hey,
yeah,
babe, we back.
yeah. And it's like, as long as you get up there and fight and you swinging, you know what I'm saying, no matter, like, hold accountable, and sometimes we gonna lose, you know what I'm saying? But if you ask the question, how many times have, Black people ever won by somebody being in the seat? Have we
That's
won
what
them
I'm
against
saying. We've been
not
losing
being
a
a lot?
long time. We've
Yeah,
been
you know what
losing
I'm
a
saying? It's
long
been a lot. So what do you do then? What do? You continue to get the masses together. You continue to get the masses together, because the more they see, you get the people that want to go against you, you get their people to hold them accountable. You say, look, this is not right. You understand what I'm saying? You continue to do it. You cannot stop. And you try to stop them from getting in office. Say, look, because it's going to take majority, because it's usually 1 or 2 organizations fighting against this. We need about 10 for each situation to fight against this. You understand what I'm saying? We need more. That's why I took my sole purpose last year to get these organizations to talk to each other. Say, look, you need this person, we need this group, that group. I'm gonna have about 3 or 4 groups here next Monday, talking about a certain situation that's dealing with the DA's office. Just trying
in
to
Baton Rouge. The DA's
yeah,
office in Baton Rouge.
yeah, talking about them, like the hell they didn't put folks through,
Yeah.
especially currently. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it's not.
Yes.
It can't just be the resistance. It can't just be the new black. It can't be NAACP. It can't just be
Right.
New Black
Right.
Panther Party.
It can't be
It
just
has.
that. You're right.
That's why it doesn't work, because I know for a fact that it's been multiple groups individually. They've had 3 different groups over the past year that's tried to recall the governor, and it hasn't worked. I mean, we talked about that.
And guess what? I have a company that's called Community Recallers, and that's what we
Yeah.
do. We work to
Mm-hmm.
recall elected officials, because you know why? A lot of people think that it's easy, but it's not easy. It takes a
It's not.
collaborative
Mm-hmm.
effort to do it, and we really are willing to work with anybody. But one thing we're not going to
Right.
do, we're not going to get behind a campaign that doesn't have a plan on being successful. It's so much
Right.
more than just getting signatures done. And I keep saying that to folks. So guess what?
Mm-hmm.
If we keep on having them without having a movement to go along with it, and a movement can't be faked. It have to be
No.
genuine. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
who it is, and I've been in enough of them. I knew it.
Yep.
we done
Yep.
we done been in enough of them to know
Mm-hmm.
that is a way that happens.
Right.
The way that happens. So I'm not saying that community recallers is the only one who can recall anybody, but I am saying that it sure in the hell will help a lot. It'll help you a lot to have them on your side going forward. It
Right.
would.
It
Yeah.
does.
And we ain't going nowhere. We ain't gonna try to make nobody do nothing. Because guess what? We all have to work together if we want to get a
Right.
legitimate recall.
It,
How doing it?
yeah, and it's
Right.
like it's
We
like
have to
Brother
work
Larry
together.
said. It's like Brother Larry said. You gotta hold them accountable. And when they stop, you got to keep going at them, but you can put them out in the community, let the community know, look, these people say, this politician say he's gonna do this and that, he haven't did it, and keep calling them out, and that's why when I came out to endorse Troy, I'm gonna tell you why, because I put the have and the have-nots together, right? And I said, what Troy have done, what Karen have done, and then her have-nots was worse than Troy have-nots. So I had that
exactly.
Troy,
That's
you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But
yes, sir, Bob. That's what it's about.
But it
the
was
less
like
of two evils.
But it was like Brother Larry said, when they talk about charter schools, when you talk about the superintendents, like in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, or wherever the problem at. Gary talked about all that in his platform, but then you went signed with the lady who is doing everything me, you, and Brother Larry is talking about. That ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But we know money touch his hand. He got that money, and he don't give a care. But you see what I'm saying? But he was lying to the people. Don't lie to us.
That's right.
Just be who you is, Gary.
Don't fake like you something that you not.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. That ain't good. And it's not good, especially people who already been through so much trauma. See, we done been through our fair share of trauma, y'all. We have been. And I think that for a long time, we've been willing to just stand by and give these politicians every ample opportunity to work with. We've been the best and we've been getting the worst. We've been getting the worst. That ain't brand new. We've been getting the worst. And we don't have to start all over again, giving them another damn chance. Why do we keep giving them chances? They need to be coming to us to see how to get this result. We don't need to be going to him. Ain't got to be no 10 of us doing A, B, and C. Damn
That's
that. Right. Let's get you. They need to change their bad behavior.
Yep.
They need to change their bad behavior. Ain't got to be no damn 10 groups. None of that. They need to change. We need to demand that they change. They're the ones who got the problem. It ain't nothing. We got the solutions. We are smart people. We are a resilient people. We don't got to go out and say that. We know who we are. We know we got our own best answers. Our ancestors have already shown us. We know what it takes, but we also know that the miseducation of our children is the greatest the greatest form of treachery, no matter how you look at it. And we don't got no time to be getting no 10 of us together to go and meet with them. Right? We don't got that kind of time. We don't got that kind of time. You know,
I mean, we gotta wake up.
Trouble.
Yeah, we gotta wake up. Look what they're doing in Georgia, talking about if you're standing in line, you can't give people water, doing everything to discourage the people in Georgia.
Our future. When we get, because guess what? If Jeff Landry is our next governor, we absolutely can see that coming. We can see that kind of behavior coming, I think. And I think that I'm gonna throw it out here. I think that Jeff Landry needs to be the next recall. I think because Jeff Landry is the state attorney general, and a part of his job duty is to supervise. A part of his job is supervise district attorneys in the state of Louisiana.
Right. And then what
the problem with Leon Canizero, we had to go to Jeff Landry. Ask me, Jeff Landry return our phone calls. Ask me, did Jeff Landry respond to our letter? And
he over the guy in Baton Rouge too.
Yeah,
all the attorneys. Yeah. Absolutely.
They never
over
did
that
it.
Guy.
The governor didn't do it currently. All the letters and all the stuff that we sent, and anything we tried to do last year, the governor ignored it 100%. The governor ignored it 100%. Anything, never heard anything back about the superintendent. He didn't even say anything when the superintendent retired. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Oh well, I knew he was going to retire." No, you didn't. That's because we came out here and was making some noise. We asked for different interviews. NAACP asked for interviews. The Village 337, they asked for different interviews as far as like what's going on. Why y'all not talking about Ronald Green? Why y'all not worried about these young kids get, so what is going on? So no, so I know what you're saying. Anybody that's running with the current governor, they probably gonna go up there. He gonna endorse them and push them up. But Democrats
Attorney
are gonna,
General, the Attorney General, you mean?
yeah, the Attorney General. So anybody who running with him, them all running together, it's a problem. It's a real big problem.
That's right.
So
Because I
they
know
need
it's
to
gonna
do
get
right by
worse.
this community. We've given them every chance to do right by us. And
Right,
I am about seeing young people be the ones to lead this fight because it have to be done by young people. It has to be done by young people. We got to have the youth involved. And guess what? When our youth, when they're the ones that's not getting educated, your children are the ones that's not getting. Your children
yeah,
are the ones that's having issues right now. That's the
right.
those who are most affected have to be the ones that stand up in order for a movement to be successful. Now,
Mm-hmm.
just a couple of weeks ago, I met with a gentleman named Kevin Peterson out of Boston, Massachusetts, and they also are having issues with systemic racism, overt racism, where they have these one of their premier revenue generators for the state of Massachusetts. They're in
Mm-hmm.
one of they premier uh 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 wealth generators, income generators. The most money that's exchanged there in this building is named after a Confederate, a Confederate just all kind of these uh slaves, how he tortured the slaves, all kind of
Mm-hmm.
documentation on this guy being a bad person, a racist,
Mm-hmm.
and and discriminating. They named their most successful economic space after this man, and go figure that they don't have any black owned businesses in that space.
Mm-hmm.
They have no black owned businesses in there. So that community don't really have a chance but to fight back. They have nowhere to go, and they have plenty of black leadership. Matter of fact, their city council is majority black, but it means nothing. It means nothing. I'm gonna tell you, racism is the only thing that has to do with your skin color, because they got so many other things, that so many other areas where both black and white are harmed by overt racism. Because if
Mm-hmm.
we can't get no job, we desperate to be able to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And children, when you raise children and don't nobody care about them, it makes them grow up to be monsters.
Yeah.
It
Mm-hmm.
makes you, they got to really have some help in order to be able to overcome that, because they're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with so many things. I knew it.
That's
Our
right. You
children.
just said it. You said
I
it
saw
best.
children. I saw too many children, even before the pandemic, who were uniquely aware of what it means to get evicted.
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up as a child, I don't ever remember seeing anybody get evicted. Of course, I lived in the project, but now in the project, they don't have any more projects. So if somebody needs to have a safe and decent place to live nowadays, they're in trouble.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when they don't got food on their table, when their lights cut off, their water cut off,
Mm-hmm.
that's a problem. That's why they acting out. Because they going home to nothing.
Yeah,
And
they
then
have. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and the poverty is still real out here. I don't know about Baton Rouge, but you probably have a statistic. But in New Orleans, 53% of our kids live in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
53%. In the state saying they putting, I'm at the city saying they putting all these resources. There's no resources for the kids. There's nothing for the kids. The
Yeah.
parks are dead. They done took all the
Mm-hmm.
schools. So I call it systems designed for our children to fail.
I do
Yeah.
too. That's
And
what
they
it is.
and what they do is they'll put the resources out, but then they'll take back something else.
That's
They'll
right.
put the
That's right.
resources out, And so what they'll do, they had the charter schools. And so what'll happen is they'll kick them out of school a whole lot easier. They'll suspend them, expel them, and so on and so forth. So the numbers for the incarceration rate will still be at that level. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. The private, all prisons are private. Let's just say that, not just federal, all of them are private. So they look at kids all the way down to the 4th grade as far as their reading and writing ability to judge how big they want the prison. So that private prison industry is all private, is all messed up. And that's the reason why you see more. That's why they most susceptible to put more black in, because they know they're going to get arrested a whole lot easier. You understand, than anybody else. Because if you put somebody in a desperate situation, if you don't give them, you know, adequate places to play, if you don't give their parents adequate jobs close and around the area, adequate training to get a job, and places that can really build up corporate offices, you know what I'm saying, no matter what. And
Press you on mute. You're on mute, Laramie.
Situations, they're gonna be to rob each other, to hurt each other, to mess over each other on little deals, and so on and so forth. They put in desperate situations. People try to blame a teenager, and all. They were put in desperate situations because we are not made like that. We were never made.
You're on mute again, Laramie.
They continue to blame it on just no. The parks look like crap around the way. They can't go to the park. You know, they don't clean the ditches out. So when it rains, it floods. You can't even go out and just watch the rain because everything is flooding. You know,
they have to go get your boat. I know.
You know, yeah. So all those things, it puts you into a mental space where nobody else care. I ain't gonna care either. I'm gonna take rocks and throw them at this building all day and spray. You know what I'm saying? Like they put in all these situations because of the environment. It's not our environment. You know, from redlining to not giving jobs to treating the schools bad, because you know, a lot of times you will see kids walking around in the middle of the day, like, what are they doing? Oh, I got kicked out of school.
Like nomads, right? Yeah.
Like what do you teach out of school for? They came out of school for 3 days for not having the right tennis shoes on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's been going on. That's not even brand new, bro.
Yeah, I know that. Because we used to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what not right?
So we went through that. We can't let our children go through it. See, I didn't go through that when I was in school. It was no days like that. They wasn't just throwing you out of school left and right. And that made me wonder what happened at my because see, you old enough to be my son. You know what I'm saying? You and Noonie, y'all came behind me. We ain't had that when I was in school.
I know what happened.
We ain't had that when I was in school.
You right on that.
See, when my baby was in school, guess what? My baby was in school, and I don't know. One time, a little boy. One time she threw something at a little boy and hit him in a radio or something at him, right? But he had been picking at her and teasing at her. You understand? So they wanted to suspend my baby. I said, "Oh no, you're not gonna put that on my baby record. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna." But that's what they do. They want to suspend our children and start giving them a track record. You know, no, I refuse that. I ain't let them put that on my baby. But you can't just. I don't know what's going on with the schools now. And I tell you what, post COVID-19, we got another month before the end of the school year.
Right. But yeah, I know what happened. It happened. It started the school to kick out the kids out of school. It started to happen at a higher rate when they put police in schools, and when they also made us start wearing uniforms in school. My last 2 years of high school, we started wearing the uniform. Oh, you don't have the right shirt.
I fought that, bro. And guess what? If more people would have felt like you then, y'all would have never had uniforms. I fought long and hard for that. But I couldn't get people to see where that was even a problem. They couldn't hear me talking. And I tried, bro. I tried.
Oh, I know you did. This is the number one reason why they said, well, kids are treating their clothes like it's a competition every day. Yeah, it's a competition. It's fun. But that's what
kids do. That's what kids do.
It's like that's what kids do, but we never would get into no crazy fights behind somebody having some raggedy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we would trade clothes. Like, hey, look, I got some extra pants and stuff. You know, we making fun of you. Oh, look at your shoes talking, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But You know what I'm
And
saying?
guess what?
Put
That it
uniform
has
made it
created a
work.
whole nother thing because since they started making children wear uniforms, that's why everybody now got to have this name brand, that name brand. Because
Yep.
guess
Mm-hmm.
what? I ain't wearing, you ain't gonna never see me. I don't care how much money I'm making. You're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna see me have to have on some name brand stuff for me to know I look good.
Yeah.
I don't roll like that. I just
Right.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
I have more things on my list of things that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing somebody else's name on my stuff is like way down that list. It ain't up there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially when it comes to designer, what we call designer, Louis Vuitton and all that. When they first
I ain't
invented
there, bruh. I ain't there, bruh.
all that stuff, like $500 for a belt and all that stuff, that's that's European style type stuff that they took and black people started wearing because we had to feel like we had enough money to get it. But then that money don't come back in the community. We paying all that money. You got people like Floyd Mayweather spending $100,000 in a Gucci store. If you can do it, do it. That's fine. But what else are you just trying to show off
I'm not
to the
impressed by
designer
it.
that don't care
That
about you?
kind of
They
stuff
don't, they don't,
don't impress
yeah.
me.
It's
It
like
just don't
why
impress
would
me.
you do that? Knowing that they don't care about black people, how they treat us in these magazines.
That's right.
The first black person this, the first black woman that on the cover of this magazine. Why are we buying the magazine in the first place? Why are we buying these
Well,
clothes?
we
Well, they
don't
don't
hardly
care
buy
about
that
us.
stuff. And I tell you what, I know we don't buy it in my household. Because in my
Yeah, you don't buy
household,
the young, but a
when I
whole lot
my
more
daughter
about
ain't had no
it.
white dogs. My daughter ain't had no white dog. My daughter don't
Yeah.
glorify white people. No, I
Hmm.
don't think so. I
But
don't think so.
that's a problem of when people don't have much, they want the nice stuff that everybody had. They want to see something, fresh and everything like that. But when we go and
Hmm.
we just put more money back
Yeah.
into the white society, more and
That's
more
right.
money every day, because we are the
All right.
ones
All right.
who have built this society. You know what I'm saying? Money wise, you know what I'm saying? Like the economy is us. If if 20 million of us stop spending our money on designer in America will fail at the
Black
drop of in
dollars,
a matter
black
of a
power.
day.
Black
Yep.
dollar, black power. Let's
I'm talking about
everybody say
in
it. Black dollar, black power.
Black dollar, black
in the
power.
matter of a couple of days, they'll be like, I don't know what happened. And then what they gonna do? They're gonna hire black designers to come in and help. They're gonna put some black folks on TV. Y'all
I
need
know
to
I'm
buy
so
this stuff.
tired of the rhetoric.
You know
Huh,
what I'm
Larry?
saying? So
I'm so tired of
they
that, man.
I know what kind of games they play. They do
Yep.
that. As
Yeah.
soon as black
So
folks say they want to do
that's
something, here
why
they
we
go.
talk about
Hmm.
accountability and what that
Right.
looks like. I think that one thing is that this is the deal, y'all. I'm gonna just go ahead on and just throw this out here. Right? Check this out. The they only go whoever win this race is gonna be in Congress for 1 year. And then they're gonna have to run again.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Hmm.
have to run again. So I think that during this time we need to be collective about what that looks like. And like I said, I figure like if people know that instead of getting 1,000 getting a mailing every day saying how 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 they give you all this rhetoric and BS on these mailers they do out there. Do y'all get those mailers in Baton Rouge, Laramie?
Uh,
Do they send
I
out
think they do.
notices when
Yeah,
they running for office there?
yeah. When they running, it's all over the place. I mean, them things all through my doggone mailbox every day.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. So that being said, I wish that if I had my druthers, by the time by the time this next election is in the year, we start organizing. We host a congressional candidate platform where
Right.
we start talking to folks who want to run for office, where we start talking about what a congressperson looks like for us.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
we haven't organized around who we want to be in our congressional seat.
Yeah.
And
How
that
we
is very
really.
important
Yeah.
for us as a community.
Yeah.
We talking
Very
about all
important.
of these uh uh grassroots organizations and nonprofits. We all need to be able to work together collectively. and
Mhm.
transparently, because there are things that could benefit us all as a whole. See, they don't want to
Right.
hear nobody like me talking, because guess what?
Yeah.
I ain't about that whole individual thing. I'm not about trying to sell no. Who got time to be selling somebody out? The people in our community is suffering. We
Yeah.
suffer. Our
Yeah.
parents are suffering. Our children are suffering.
Mhm.
We suffering. So damn, if we got all of that in common, why we can't
Yeah.
work together?
You yeah, you have so many, and especially here in Baton Rouge, I'm like, we gotta come together 100%. A few of them have been coming together, and we starting to weed the ones out that ain't doing nothing, no
That's
matter
Guess
right.
who it
what? We
is.
got some
You know what I'm
sellouts
saying?
out here. Huh,
Yeah,
Noonan?
we
We
like,
got some
nah, you got to
five
roll. You know what
dollars.
I'm
We
saying?
did a $5 in the pork chop campaign,
$5 in the
Larry.
pork chop
Five
Yeah.
dollars
sandwich.
What?
in the pork chop. You ever heard of that before?
No,
Yeah.
I never heard it.
Noonan Man did that campaign. $5 in a pork chop.
Pork chop sandwich.
We need to have Noonan. You want to do a class training on that? You want to do a class training for
Yeah,
$5?
I do
You
it
could use
because
the book, and I'll create a slideshow for you.
yeah, they even got the book out, and that's where I got it from. And that book was so direct with
We
$5
need to reach
and a
out to
pork
the
chop.
author of that
And,
book.
and
That's
we talking
what.
about grassroots groups.
Hmm.
We got some of them that sells out for $5 in a pork chop. Just like Brother Larry said, we gotta weed them out and then
Hmm.
see who the bad apples is and tell them we don't mean no harm, but you not with our platform. You need to just go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
Yeah.
that'll be our next conversation, fellas. I love talking to you. I'm glad the people got the chance to do it. Shout out to YouTube Live for letting us film on YouTube. This gonna be the Tree
Listen,
Shaker
I'm
show
ready. I'm ready.
coming
I'm ready
Friday.
to rally the
Yeah.
young people.
You
Oh yeah,
know,
no doubt.
and we got to do that. This coming Friday, April the 2nd, the day after April Fool's Day. Because we got a big announcement for April Fool's Day. We going, I think Kimmy the Clown going visit some fools on April Fool's Day, doing it. Huh?
Sounds good to
Hey,
me.
what you think about that, Larry? But you don't know about that.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to tell you about. You know, I
Hey,
went down to city council dressed like a clown. Look that up on.
I think I saw a piece of that. I think I saw a piece of that.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
like,
me
who
did
is,
that, bro.
I'm like, who is
They ain't
that?
know
It's
what to
hilarious.
Larry, they ain't know what to do, boy. I so tickled I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah. They
Cause
got some folks in Baton Rouge that need to be called out too. They got some clowns around here that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've been
Cause
trying
that's
to
when
be
they can
cool about
respect
it, but
another clown. Clowns
right.
only clowns
Mhm.
respect clowns. Like Birdman said, put some respect on it. Keep it a clown going, get some
Yeah.
respect. That's what I might make a flyer about that. I know it. So that's all, y'all. We out here.
All
All
right.
right,
Y'all
peace,
peace.
y'all. Nice
Peace,
to
y'all.
meet you,
Thank y'all for
Larry.
the
All right,
time.
you
All right,
too.
All right.
All
all
right.
right,
Bye bye.
all right,
Tree Shakers
all
out.
right.